Very, very slightly.
Can we remember how we fixed this last time?
No. I'm not sure.
How about now? Is that any better?
No. I can go out and in again and see if it helps.
You go out and in again, and I will say good evening to everyone that might be watching. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Monday Night Live. I hope you've all had a good week and weekend. Another fun-filled one of racing all over the place, which we're going to come to a bit later on, which has been good. Let me just try and get Leroy back into the stream. See if you can hear me now.
Can you hear me now? I can for an amount of time until it says I can't anymore.
Awesome. Well, I was just saying good evening to everybody, and welcome to Monday Night Live, and lots of racing been going on, and yes, good. We've got some content to talk about again. Races all over the world. How are you anyway, Mr. Martin? Good evening.
I'm good. Good evening. It's just gone quiet again. I think we're just going to have to deal with it, unfortunately.
Deal with it.
Yeah, it does like 20 seconds of loud John voice and then just makes you sound like you're a borrower.
Shall I? I will try one quick refresh here, which probably means we're going to completely disappear. But let's just try it 1 sec. See what we get. I'm going to push refresh and blow the internet.
So, how is everyone? I hope everyone is well. When John gets back, we'll do some shout outs, but please chuck your name down on the side and make sure we say hi to you and make sure we know you're watching.
I'm joking.
Right.
Can you hear
me? Hello. I can hear you. Let's see if it lasts 20 seconds or more.
I would love to last 20 seconds or more, Leroy.
Yes. So, cheers.
Yes, good health. Thank you very much, and also thank you very much to yourself, because this is a gift from you that I'm drinking tonight, which is an Eagles Pass Shiraz.
Yes.
I quote: "It's rich and smooth with ripe blackberries, black currants, violets, and white pepper flavors." There's my review. It's very nice. Thank you very much.
Cool. And I've got a special one today.
What have you got?
I've got one of my new favorite drinks. It also is very good for rotting your teeth, I think, because you can feel it. It's very sweet. But here we are.
Oh yes, big fan.
Yeah, man.
I have. Our mate Mr. Action Man, he bought me a brother's experience set for Christmas that had all of the different ones that are in there. So come on, give a review of that then.
It's just glorious. It's literally like eating dessert. You cannot taste any alcohol in it. And I reckon you could just drink them all day until your teeth fall out.
I would agree. Have you had the toffee apple one?
No.
Oh, you're in for a treat. You need to get the toffee apple one for next.
I will definitely do that. This was on special in Aldi. If anyone's going shopping soon, but as soon as we had it, I actually got sent back to the shops to pick up a load more.
Well, that's good, sir. That's a good sign, and I reckon that's probably that's got to be the classiest beer review that you've done so far. I like it.
Thank you. It's a very easy one tonight.
We're going up the scale. Which is also very nice. So, are we live? I think we are live, but that's your bit of this deal. Tell me whether we're live or not.
We're definitely live, and we've got a few guys down on the side. We can do some shout outs if you want.
Let's do some Leroy shout-outs, and then we'll move swiftly into what's been going on around the world.
Yes. So first online was Davey Rolls. He's a consistent contender for the top three on the shout-outs. So there he is. He says, hope we all had a good weekend.
You too, mate. You too. Very good.
Marcus Butler, he's always pretty high up in the old list as well. He says, good evening, fellas. Gamma had a strong showing at Silver State with the NemoRacing USA team. Congratulations to Brandon Rose and Steve Harris on making the A-main with a 6th and 14th finish.
Thank you very much, Marquez. We're going to cover that a little bit later on. Super proud of what the guys are doing over there against a stacked field. So, yeah, thank you.
Cheers, bro. Sveners is online. New haircut, Svensson. He's online. He says even all.
He's looking sharp. He looks younger. Every time I see Sveners, he looks younger. He's going back in time. I definitely think he has got a DeLorean somewhere.
I actually want to buy a DeLorean.
So do I. Should we go half?
Should we timeshare it?
Yeah. I'm in. I think they're cool.
It's weird you mentioned this because I was weirdly looking for one. I was looking for one to purchase, but realistically, I'm not going to be allowed. But yeah, I was looking around for one. I was watching all the documentaries on John DeLorean.
Nice, I like it. We need Billy Bob to come in and help us on that one. He'd be helpful in scoring us a decent one for a bit less money, I reckon.
Yeah, but the USA ones are not as good as the European ones.
Are they not? Have you seen that there's an electric one? They're doing a re-release electric one.
No, that is cool though. But yeah, USA ones were only 120 horsepower as opposed to the 160 that we had in Europe.
Yeah, cool.
Emissions. So I'll keep looking for one of them so we can timeshare a Back to the Future car.
Good.
Chewy RC, he's online. He says, evening all, hope you're well. Now only 2 weeks into the Dirt GP. There is indeed. Luke Bennett, he's online. Lukey boy says, good evening all.
Lukey boy.
Lyndon Hammer, he's online. Guess who he's with?
Jane.
I would imagine so. He's not mentioned it, but you never know. Stephen Spencer, he's online. Hopefully the weather will be on our side, and let's hope so too. It can rain all it wants this week, as long as it gives us some time to prep and it doesn't rain next weekend.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, the weather looks shocking this week, so let's hope that, like you say, that's going to pass through, and then the clouds will disperse, and we'll have a very nice bank holiday weekend.
Yes. Tim Simpson, he's online. Good evening, guys. Great weekend with Mr. Rumble and the guys at Hearts.
Very good. Very good. Good performance from Ben again, mate. Well done.
Very, very much so. As always with Benji Boy these days.
Yes.
Yan Payne, he's online. He says, yo, what's up? Sorry, John, there seems to be a small delay in which I continue talking. Andy B, he's online. He says, wife says, lovely garden, John.
Why, thank you. Why, thank you.
You are sat in your porch, aren't you?
No. I'm in the kitchen today. I'm playing musical rooms, trying to find that elusive.
It almost looks like you're sat by your front door.
No, that's that way.
That way.
I think.
Where are we? Homeboy RC, he says, evening chaps, apologies for my results at Hearts.
As long as you were living the dream and enjoying it, mate, results really don't mean that much. Just be out there having fun with everybody.
100%. Deep Set Designs, he's online. He says, evening all from Craig and Sarah Campbell. Hold on a minute. Why is their name changed?
And what is Deep Set Designs?
Well, I imagine he designed something. They're quite deep, generally set in their ways.
Yes, I think it might be some body shell spraying. I don't know why that. I don't know why I think that, but let's find out.
We're going to find out very soon, I'm sure. Tony McKibben is online. Evening, fellas. Hoping for news on the release date of the new engine tonight.
Nice. Yes. Let's hope so.
Claire is online. She makes cakes, apparently.
Very nice ones too, and you'll be able to buy some at Easter, not Easter, but what was going to be our Easter weekend race, which is the May Bank Holiday weekend race.
She says, good evening, gents. Hope you're both good. Looking forward to the big weekend from Kevin, Claire, and Elise.
Yes, good evening to you all, and we're looking forward to it too.
Jim Davidson, he's online. He says, evening, chaps. Didn't he play snooker?
He did, and didn't he do the TV program as well?
Yeah, was it like something break? Was that it?
Yeah.
Can't remember what it's called now.
I objected to it as growing up every time it was on TV, but I can't remember what it was. I've managed to erase it from my mind.
Yeah, nice. Steve Spencer says, hi, guys. Martin Hart says, good evening, Leroy and Bossman.
Good evening.
Where was my special Christmas gift?
You weren't in the club. You weren't in the Action Man club. I am actually a paid-up member of the fan club of Action Man, so part of that is you get brothers.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Andy B, I sold my vacuum cleaner the other day. All it was doing was collecting dust.
Dearie me. Very good.
Martin Walters online. Well, mate.
Good evening, Mr. Walters. Yeah, I was just saying we're up with Andy soon, aren't we? We must be heading towards National Round 1. It's going to be exciting.
And even before that, we have eBuggy National Round 1, which is the week after, apparently, our 3-dayer.
Oh, nice. Wow. Well, that is very soon then. It's only a few weeks away.
I only found out, realised that this evening when Mr. Mark Jones, who is next in line for me to say hi to, told me.
There we go. At least somebody knows what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. So, Mark Jones, good evening. Evening to you and the fam. Good. Chewy RC, Toffee Apple is amazing.
Amazing.
CJ's online, says, evening, guys. He's probably with someone called Swallow. Don't spit it.
No, I don't. Well, I wouldn't. Yes. Maliki.
Normandy Matthews says bonsoir. James Mole is online. He says evening. Oh, evening, James. Neil Thompson. Toffee Apple is to die for. Sarah Campbell, she retracted a message and then she said, evening all from Sarah and Craig. I wonder if she knows Deep Set Designs.
Alter ego. Maybe. That is the worry when you've got multiple stuff, is remembering which one you logged into when you go somewhere. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, well, you can imagine some crazy names popping up. Mr. Warburton is online. He says, hello, everybody.
Dazzling.
Johnny S. online. He said, evening, guys. Hope all is well.
All is well. All is clout.
Matthew Stenhouse is online. He says, evening, guys. Ben Kennett shortly follows him in. He says, evening, guys, too.
Good evening, mate. Good evening.
Chewy RC says 6:30 is the best time of the day, hands down. Don't know why. Do you?
No, I've missed the link.
Yeah, 8:30 is what time we're on, mate. Homeboy RC says Gen Game, big break.
That's it. Yes, exactly. That was the one.
Him and John Virgo.
That's it.
Manny Panasar, he's online. He says, hey, chaps. So, hey, Manny boy. Our pirate.
Manny, we've been missing you. Are you up? Is Manny, you in for the Dirt GP? Let me have a look and see.
You have a look. Oh, yes. Sarah says, haha, I didn't know Craig had put a shout out on already. Deep Set Design is body shell spraying, and it has a Facebook page too.
Nice. Good. Very good. Didn't know that. We learn something new every day.
We do. You're still looking, so I'll go to the last shout out I have here is Option RC, our good partner from the south, Mr. Sean Berryman. So evening to you.
Good evening, and those guys had a good weekend as well over on the Isle of Wight, I believe. I've seen some pictures that they were having some fun. One of the new tracks looks fantastic. We covered it last time. We're going to get out there sometime soon. And good evening.
Yep, looked awesome, and super excited to get over there and race on the island.
Yes, and no, I cannot find an entry for our resident pirate for the Dirt GP.
Come on, Manny man, we need you there just in case some other pirates arrive and you can scare them away with your rum.
Well, I was going to say, and Ant will have some special rum for you as well. So you need to, if you're doing something else, you need to cancel it and come to us instead.
Yep, there you go, perfect. And hopefully you finished your bathroom, which has been stopping him from going to most races.
Oh, that's disappointing when house stuff gets in the way, isn't it? Don't like that.
Yeah.
Good. Well, that was a good, decent shout out, Leroy. Thank you very much for that. Shall we move on to what should we move on to? Some race reviews of what's been going on around the world.
Yeah, we should smash the race reviews in. Let's get them done.
Let's smash it. because I've got some pictures as well to throw up for some of these. So I'm going to start off with the big one, or the biggest one from the weekend, certainly for us, and I think probably anywhere to do with 8 scale over the weekend too, which was the Silver State race in Las Vegas. Very famous race over there, done by the Dirt Crew. Joey working his magic on some fairly difficult dirt by the looks of what I watched. Gets very, very blown out. 830 odd entries. 830 odd entries over that race. It's just difficult to compute how they even do that. I know that they were running to midnight and past midnight on some of the days, which is just absolutely wild. I still think it would be an awesome one to go and do. I don't know whether you've done it before, Leroy. It's one that I haven't done.
I've done it a few
be
times.
cool. I think it would be. Have you? And how was it? Was it as challenging as it looked, or was it not when it was in the actual hotel?
It wasn't when it was in the hotel, but it was more challenging than that.
Was it Boulder City?
It was. It was.
Yeah, that looked like easy ups blowing away halfway through the race, and all sorts of wild shit was going on at that one.
It was unbelievable, like a baptism of fire. Like the track was blown. The wind would smash you constantly. We pitted in a U-Haul van.
Yeah, that sounds like a sensible thing to do, because it was. I remember it being very windy, or being told it was very, very windy.
Yeah, it was just miserable.
But I think going forward, there isn't much more of a Nemo race, and that's going to Vegas at some point. So we definitely have got to get that one in the books, get as many of the guys behind it as possible. Obviously, we've got Billy over there as well, making it all happen stateside. I think we could put together quite a good package tour to go and do the Silver State race one of these years and enjoy everything that goes with it, not just the race.
Yep, it'd be awesome. We've got to do a USA tour. We've got to organise that.
We have got to do a USA tour. So anyway, in terms of results, we were there with Billy, and we were there at the sharp end with Brandon Rose and Steve Harris as well, which I think Steve probably had one of his standout races, certainly in the time that I've been following his career since he's been with us anyway. And they both made the main in Nitro, which is absolutely incredible. When you look at some of the guys in the B sort that didn't make it through, just absolutely wild. I mean, like Harris was racing with Dakota Fend and people like that in that B sort, and bumped into the main. So massive well done to him. An absolutely humongous well done to Brandon. I know Brandon sometimes watches these things, and we've said it before, cannot wait to spend a bit of time with him trackside and actually watch it himself, myself, because he had a tough start again, but he managed to get himself back up to 6th, and I was just watching him click off the laps and take in, some of the world's best in his stride one by one to get into that 6th place at the end. And I did a quick recalculate from those early laps, and I don't think a podium was out of the possibility. Certainly a top 5 if it'd been clean, which just unbelievable. And also awesome as well that the 319 clearly looked mega on a completely and utterly blown out track. That was really cool to see, because a lot of the big brands were struggling to actually get something that was working, and we don't have very many ponies in the race when we go to those big ones, because we can't afford to have a team of 100 people, and so when your 2 guys that are realistically got a chance to be in there are both in there, I think that speaks volumes about the product as well. So massive well done to all those guys. We also had great results in the truck with Brandon again. He had a 8th overall in the truck, and I think he again in qualifying with that, he was having like potential 3s, 4s, 5s, which is just wild. And then in e-buggy, it was Mr. Harris's turn to make the main directly off the bat. Unfortunately, his electrics gave up the ghost before we'd even got to the line and got going in that, which is a bit of a poo, and still something that haunts us every now and then, I think, with the e-buggy stuff, although much better than it was. But still, having something in all of those A mains, I think we should be super proud of that when the entry was as huge as it was. So absolutely awesome. Really good Silver State. Our best day, actually.
Yeah, it was really good. I spoke to a few of the guys over the weekend, and calmed Steve down a few times when it looked like he was on the verge of making the main, and he was getting a bit nervous. And well done to them guys.
Yeah. Billy sent me a message, goes, Steve is tripping at the moment because he's on that bubble. I was like, just enjoy it, man. Just send it. And obviously he did. And out. So yeah, mega, super proud. So on from that, we had a race in. I say on from that. I'm excusing my manners, and I did all this work earlier on, and I was actually forgetting that I'd done it. So I'm just going to throw up our superstars from the US on the side. They'll be up with you. If you tell me when they're up with you, I'll know when to talk about the next one. But yeah, always feels good. Long, doesn't it?
Yeah, this is when we really show the delays of live TV.
the depth of our technology.
That's it. I can see a picture. We're good.
There we are. Top work, guys. Top work. So our next race, what I'll do is I'll actually throw this up while we're chatting away. I'll throw this up, and then it might be a bit more relevant. So it was a race on in Sweden at the Paulsens track with Jessica and Mickey, Dad Mickey. Most of the fast guys from Sweden were there, evidently, and she absolutely dominated that, which was awesome to see. A completely glowing report about the car. TQ, she took the win. I think some of the others had a few little issues, but she won by 4 laps as well. So I don't think David was there, maybe some of the Hot Bodies teams, but certainly Kyosho were there, and were there, and with their national teams. So they were absolutely delighted with where they've got the car at the moment. So that was really cool feedback to have on a late Sunday evening as well, to go with the Silver State stuff. So congratulations to Jessica. One of these shows we'll get her online. I think it'll be quite good to have a chat and speak about what's going on in Sweden. And she's been with us now over a year, although with the pandemic, we didn't get to do too many races last year. But as we keep moving forward, it's looking good now, isn't it, that we're going to get some in the books. So congratulations, Jessica, with that result.
Yep, congrats.
Then it was busy. It was a busy weekend. So then, I think we should figure our boys over the smaller pond, which was Ireland. They had the first round of the Irish Nationals this weekend just gone, and as ever, our man Mr. Berkeley was there to make sure the boys were having fun and probably drinking some Desperados, knowing Berkeley, or some rum or something rotten. And that culminated in a P2 for truck. They're really trying to get the truck class going in Ireland for the first time in quite some time. So they're doing a bit like you suggested, Leroy. They're running the e-buggy and the truck on a Saturday, and then the nitro on a Sunday, and that's instantly managed to, get that class going a little bit, which is fantastic. I've actually put up Barkley there first. He got a third, so podiumed the nitro class, which is absolutely fantastic, showing that the old dog can still make it happen. Like I said, exactly. And then we had Damien Russell. He took a P2, so second overall for round 1 of the truck class. So again, 2 podiums. Well done, boys. Fantastic. Looking forward to getting back out there, like we've discussed about 100 times on these lives over the last year. We are going to get Leroy to a paddy piston race or paddy piston style race at some point, and he's going to do the shot race.
Come on, man. Put it on.
There. Come in. It's happening. So then we went a little bit closer to home. So a little bit. We had Mr. Rumble in action for us with a support at Westmill, which is I've lost track of whatever round it was, but it was one of their rounds. They've had quite a few recently, which has been good to see. Another very well attended race. They're almost like mini nationals, a bit like our races at Nemo Race, where they're pretty much everybody that's at the sharp end and everybody in between as well at these races. So really good practice for the upcoming nationals and stuff like that. And we had Mr. Jones finally get a bit of a rub of the green and take away a podium in a P3. He had a good race towards the end with Callum, who was second. Congratulations again to Jamie, he's on the tier at the moment. He's definitely going to make some people sad this year, I think. He took another win, keeps clocking them off. But for us, fantastic to see. Once again, it was a Piranha lockout on the podium with the fuel. So I think that's fantastic for us to see that these top guys are entrusting our fuel to keep their engines in good condition running, and then also give them the economy that we've seen ourselves for quite some time. So top work there. We also had Kev. God, my voice is going to go. We also had Kev in the main final. We had Dazzling Daz in the main final. Mr. Warburton showing showing these younger boys how to do it, which was fantastic to see as well. So congratulations to both of those. Anything to add to Westmill? It was challenging because it was wet, dry, wet, dry, wet, dry. It was all over the place, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a mad one. Yeah, just congrats to all the guys that you mentioned, basically.
Yes, and all of our customers and stuff that was there too. So hopefully you enjoyed the race and the frolics of having Mr. Rumble present, which I'm sure, well, I'm going to say sure. Some of the comments sounded a bit dodgy earlier on. Go on.
There was truck at Westmill as well, was there not?
There was, and Richard Cousins won. I don't have a picture of that, but fantastic to see that. The 215T still rocking it out there. I love that thing.
Yeah.
And I'm actually entered to race our, because Leroy and I, we share things now, including our cars shortly. So we've, I've entered to do the truck class at the Dirt GP, which is going to be a bit of fun with your truck, our truck, the truck.
I think you've also entered nationals, have you, or not?
Yes, they carried over because I haven't cancelled them from the year that, whenever 2019.
Just at that point, we might need to work out how we share it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'll probably be seated in like heat 1. So
I don't think so. You're a truck king, man.
No, definitely not a king of anything. But I do like the truck class. It'll be fun. So we'll try and throw some pennies together. We'll do a whip round. Matt Reed can probably put in for me because he always says that I've got no money, so he can put in a whip round for me and see if we can afford 2 trucks in the stable of vehicles that we have.
Perfect.
I also heard a rumor that you were racing at the weekend, but not with the Premier class. You were out with the slightly smaller Premier class. Where were you? What were you doing?
I was. It was 1/10 scale for me this weekend. I went to a 1/10 still hasn't kicked off in the big way that 1/8 has. There's lots of clubs running their own little club races, which has actually been kind of nice. I've been able to go to Torch and Swindon, and this weekend I went to Surrey and Hants. So lots of local clubs where it's really nice to be able to go and visit. So went to Surrey and Hants. They're still on like a limited number entry, still respecting, because they're in a school and stuff. I think they're respecting the COVID guidelines. Obviously we are, but they're taking it to the low number extreme. But it was great. And really enjoyed it. I took James with me. He raced, and it was one of them eureka moments through the day for James, where I was going to bring up his laps here if I can find him. But like the start of the day, he was crashing a bit, which he has done for the past few weeks. And then the eureka moment came where he realized that if you take it a bit slower and you miss the pipes, you start to gain places. And that kind of work started off in qualifying. I was like, he's getting the hang of this. And then in the finals, it really started to click. And then by leg 3, the guys, he was with a couple of other guys in the final, and they were really nice fellas. One young lad called H, I think it was his first meeting as well. And they raced, and they did a reverse grid for the last final. And James led from like start to finish.
Oh, he was made up with it.
Oh, I mean, he was super happy, but I was super happy. And this is my favourite bit. So they did their first lap, which is obviously different. And then we had 29.1, 29.3, 29.6, 28.1, 28.7, 29.4, and then a 30, and then he finished off.
That sounds pretty impressive to me.
I was super happy.
Do you know what that sounds like? That sounds like you at Nemo Raceway when you're not doing the wide line on the back jump with your consistency.
There you go.
That's awesome.
There you go. So,
well, congratulations to him. High five, Jack. That's pretty cool, that. Yep.
So well done to little Jam. And then hopefully we'll get Scott racing again soon. So, But it was really cool.
Yeah.
And, there was also a few Nemo guys there who are still Nemo guys, but also our Yokomo friends. Sam and Yaz were there, and they had a few new people and lots of guys there using Yokomo cars, which obviously we were supporting. I still am, but we were supporting up until end of last year. And there was a new driver there called Jazz, who Yaz had found bashing at Slough. We went there one day and they were there and they were just bashing, never done a race. And
Yaz had found Jazz. Did I get that right?
Yeah, Yaz found Jazz. Yeah, and this was his first ever race, and he's got some talent. I mean, he just missed out on winning the B final.
Wow, that's quite cool. I've seen some details of this chap because Sam Yaz's dad sent me some details. So that's very cool, very very cool. I like it.
It's
Sounds good.
very controlled, and you could tell he's just got it. Like, yeah, something there. He's got a bit of talent. And in the words of Sam, he'll be beating Yaz soon.
He says that about everybody, which is not fair because Yaz is fantastic and we love him. And equally, as much as I'm personally off the Yokomo train, obviously Leroy is he's still on it at the minute, and Sam and Yaz are doing an awesome job of supporting those guys. So if you're into 10th scale and you're looking for Yokomo support, look no further than those guys because they actually, they give a monkeys. They're trackside. They do all the things that we try to do with Nemo, which is to make it easy if you run the product that they support. So top work to them. I just thought I'd give them a quick shout out because I think they're doing a mega job. They're knocking it out of the park at the minute, aren't they? I think
they are indeed.
Stuff from what I can see. Awesome. I like it. So that was a pretty good weekend all round. Then I'm sure there's some races that we've missed as well that's going on. There was one up at Northwest Nitro, I think. Mr. Cragg won that with Piranha. One of the local boys up there did well. And also we had Winnie and Dave Blakely in attendance. Probably some other guys as well that I'm missing. So sorry if I am. But they had a whale of a time, and I know Winnie was having a lot of fun with his new truck that he'd bought Digger's old truck. So that was cool to read. He was saying how much fun he'd had with that. So mega, and he's so much fun. In fact, he wants to change his entry for the Dirt GP into truck entry from Nitro because he was having lots of fun. So that's cool. Nice. Yeah, exactly. Anything else that you could think of over the weekend that happened race-wise abroad?
I know Ledbury was on.
Oh, okay, nice.
And I know our driver Jan, he went and did quite well. I think he told me how he did, but I can't remember. But I think he did all right. And I don't know who else was there. Maybe the RCP crew were there. I'm not sure. But I know it was
they're bringing some new drivers on as well, aren't we? With RCP, they've got some new guys onto a Gamma team for them, which is fantastic. So we look forward to getting them heading the right way once they've got their kits built up and enjoying the free use of Nemo Raceway, which comes with buying one of the kits. Be cool to see. Mr. Taylor, Oliver Taylor, if you're watching this, looking forward to seeing you there.
Yes, sir.
So, races done, I reckon. I reckon we should draw a line under races, and I think we should go into some new products. And
let's do it.
Compliments of a very, very talented man that is on our Nemo team. We've got quite a cool little teaser to play. Should we cue it up, Leroy? What do you think?
Yeah, I didn't know we were playing it, but I am down.
You're down for it? So I'm going to hide you, then I'm going to hide me, and then hopefully it's going to work. So this has got every opportunity to go wrong. I've tried it a few times pre the show, and it was okay. So that probably means it's not going to work.
Yeah, 100%.
So don't go anywhere. I'm going to hide you momentarily, but you'll be back. But don't swear, because I think the audio still comes across. I think.
Oh.
I'm going to see you in a minute. Okay. So here we go. hopefully we're back and we can hear each other and the video worked.
Hey, yeah, it's still playing obviously over there, but yeah, look at that.
Look at that. So that is our official teaser. Thank you to Mr. Charlie Locke and his talents for the F225, which is about to go on pre-order. Yes.
So yes, that is amazing news. But just before we skipped ahead, on Charlie Locke, there was a race at Neen Valley.
And he had a P2.
He did, and we had Nagama in first as well.
Did we? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, a 1-2.
Oh, awesome. That's a shame we didn't have a photo for that, but well done, guys. There was a lot of races on at the weekend then, so that's cool. Well done, guys. Mega.
Yeah. So yes, so I thought I'd get that in there as Charlie made our video, which was pretty dialed, I think.
Yeah, he's such a talent, isn't he? I mean, I don't know who we have watching these things, but if anybody needs some video work done of any sort whatsoever, then dealing with Charlie will be an absolute pleasure for you. He's a consummate professional. His work is just mega. We're very lucky to be able to have him help us with what we're trying to do. So F225, it is going to be on pre-order either tonight or tomorrow. We are expecting them in end of this week, stroke early next week. So yeah, they'll be shipping very, very soon, within the next few days. Big moment for us. This we've discussed it before, obviously, on some of our shows, but big change for us. We've been aligned with our engine partner for 10 years since Nemo started, basically. Every once in a while, something comes along that sort of grabs your attention. You need to do something with it, and in my opinion, that is this. I think you guys are going to love them. They're coming almost ready to rock and roll out of the box, with hand lapped piston and liner. So the braking process is small. They're also being individually selected for matched piston and liners as well from the factory. So it's almost like having a team engine. You know, there used to be this stigma about, oh, you can't get the engines that the team guys are running. Well, basically this is it. They're hand selected, matched to start with, and then hand lapped as well by their technicians. I'm proud to put the Bullet logo on what they've got. New materials for them all the way through as well. Their old lines. I think this is such a step upgrade from where they were before. I'm very excited to be trackside tuning these things day in, day out for people when they come along. I think as well, Leroy, we should throw in there, if anyone's going to buy one of these things, then they're welcome to come to Nemo Raceway. I'll help them finish off the running process for them, and I'll help them tune it and get them going as well. So try and give as much service as we can around it. I think one of the limiting things in 8 scale is it's difficult. The engines are difficult to understand. So if we try and make that better, we've got a run-in video that we're working on again with Charlie, which is going to go through, you know, carb settings and all that sort of stuff, how we see it. Obviously, there's different opinions out there, which is great too. But we're going to have our own one out there for our product. So super excited. Yeah, it's a big moment. Big moment for us, this one.
It is a big moment. I'm looking forward to them all arriving and getting out there in people's hands. I see some comments down the side. Sylvan is online. He says j'adore. So he adores it, obviously. Tim Simpson says, Ben says, I want that. He says, well, I never.
Good. Obviously, Leroy, you've been enjoying your one for a while now, and you've been running a production one too as well. So exactly what people will buy out of the box is what you've been running, as we've been, you know, doing our testing program through and making sure repeatability and all that sort of stuff on these things. We're a bit long in the tooth, so we know the things to look for. And, you know, great to see you doing, you know, 10-minute stops as well. Some of the races where you wanted to throw that in there and mix it up in the A mains and stuff like that. It could be a pivotal factor when we come into nationals as to who's got, you know, 10-minute motors or not. It's like the holy grail. Everyone always claims that they've got one. So I'm not going to sit here and do that, because I've seen people do it too many times and then they stop at 6.5 minutes. You think, well, you're a commonly going, me old mucker. However, I think we're sitting feeling quite confident with where we're heading when we get into these big races, and you know, it's going to be about for me, looking at what's going on with you top boys at the moment, it's going to be about absolute, small increments. What can you have over the next person? And hopefully this is going to be one of those pieces of the puzzle that's going to make it come our way with a bit of luck.
Watch out, Sloppy.
I would love to know what Sloppy would do with one of these. I think he'd probably do a 20-minute fuel stop or something ridiculous.
Yeah. Take it to a new level. Would be like, yeah, I'm not pitting. Oh.
A new level altogether of butter smooth finger action, which is also what the girls in the club said in the 90s as well with slops, but that's a different story.
So yes, super excited. I mean, I was making bags for them to go in today, so everyone's going to get a nice Nemo bag with their engine.
Yes, yeah, they're going to look nice, and that's good to keep your engines in, or your pipes in, or your plugs in, or your sandwiches in, or whatever you want to do, really. But it's a nice bag with a nice logo on it. So happy Christmas!
Yep, there you go.
Better than
Absolutely
a box to use throw away.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, but we are there, barring them arriving. We are there with that project. We'll be there to make sure everyone enjoys it.
Do we
other stuff?
Let's answer the question that's going to obviously come. Do we have an ETA?
I would, if I was putting my Johnny glasses half full outlook on, which is me, for anyone that knows me, I'm always positive. I think it could be this week. If I'm realistic with getting through customs and everything else at the moment, it's probably going to be into early next week. But we're talking days. So they're done. They've been QC'd. All those other admin things have been taken care of. So it is literally a case of just waiting for them to arrive. So we are definitely into days, which is awesome news. And I would be very, very sad if they weren't here for the Dirt GP. In advance of that, for anyone that wants to get one and get it running.
Yeah. I know a few of our guys are waiting on them. So yes, that'd be good news. Good news.
It is.
Yeah, what's the next? We got more products.
Other good news. Your hubs, your infamous hubs are due back in. I would say if we give ourselves a day leeway into Wednesday, they will be up and out and ready to rock and roll.
Yep.
A couple of little adjustments to them so that they're even better than they were before. I think that they are one of the options, and there is hardly any options left. If you go and buy a performance car, it's got pretty much everything in the box other than this hub. So they're a great part to have. Gives lots of options, whether it's a high traction or low traction track. I think our car is very responsive on the rear settings as well. So yeah, they're going to be back into stock. You've done a huge amount of branding as well, Leroy, today. Bags, hoodies, gloves, jackets, all that sort of stuff is back into stock as well. And we've had a good amount of performance nitros and e-buggies come back into stock and then straight away out of stock. But we've got the next pre-order opened up on site online. We're pushing hard to get them in as quick as we can because people are really enjoying them. Same stateside as well. I think Billy was saying to me earlier on today with the results and stuff that we had from the weekend, it's just opening people's eyes, which is awesome to see. So we've got to keep trying to push that forward. So yeah, I think we've got one performance nitro kit that was like an extra Happy Christmas that we didn't think that we had. So that's online.
That's not going to be around for long.
It will not be around for long, no. And that concludes our new product bit for me, mate. I think, yeah.
So was there? I know that the performance kits actually come with some extra goodies that we didn't even expect. Is that general knowledge?
It's not general knowledge, and it is also true. And we need to update both the kit information and also the conversion kit information that we have available as well, because we'd like to try and take care of anyone that's got a current car to upgrade it into what we're all raving about. But you get two extra parts that we didn't know were going to come. The first is a second of the alloy radio tray stiffener posts. We spec'd it with one because that does a very good job of making it stiffer, which is what we want. It's actually coming with two, which makes it stiffer than a stiff thing on a stiff day, which is fantastic. We all love a good stiffy, including an LMR stiffy. That's another option that's still available. And then on top of that, which is the really big surprise, they've actually included the ball bearinged top plate for the center diff, which is an absolutely beautiful piece of CNC machine work alloy. And yeah, it's coming in the kit and also in the conversion kit as well, which was a complete surprise. I didn't know that they were going to do that. It's a lovely, lovely piece, that. And again, stiffens up that whole area. You're going to get super consistent brakes, especially with the new brake pads as well that are coming in that pack and in the kit. So yeah, that was a nice surprise when we saw that.
Yeah, I was surprised when he told me about it today. I was like, wow, this really is bang for buck now. Proper.
It is bang for buck. There is so much alloy part, or so much, good lord, my English is going. There's so many alloy parts in that kit and conversion kit that actually really good value for money, because as everybody knows, we spec our stuff with the best alloy that we can. It comes out of Switzerland. It's 7075, all that sort of good stuff. So I'm trying to get Mr. Rumble in for our next segment, because we're going to move on to the Dirt GP and what's going on with the Dirt GP, and then also into a quick question time, because I've got a few questions from the team on the side and on here, and hopefully we're going to have some questions from the side that you can roll through. So we've sent him the link, so we'll wait for him to pop up. He may even still be travelling back, because I know he was up with us today working away, and he had some stuff our way to look at as well. Might be about home about now. We'll find out.
Yes.
We'll start with the Dirt GP. We'll start with the Dirt GP. So some confirmations. Clancy's confirmed. Fantastic. I saw that you'd done the Clancy confirmed. I've seen that you've done the Callum Niblet confirmed as well. And I think we should mention it. It's going to go out. We're going to give people a bit of a sneak one as well. But Mr. Cragg is confirmed. Mr. Neil Cragg is coming to the Dirt GP. So again, it's not going to leave many of UK's finest, apart from Elliot, who was going to be coming, but unfortunately, with the travel restrictions, we don't think can make it, which is a shame, because otherwise we'd have had a big green Facebook tick that people like doing these days to say job done. But yeah, super cool to see that Cragg is coming down, buddy. So well done on that. I know that will have had your hand in that, as all these things team driver related. It's going to be a show, that, isn't it? You know, Clancy, yourself, the Skidmores, Cragg, Callum. It goes on.
The Lewises? Mike Lewis is going, isn't he?
Yeah. And obviously Al Lewis as well.
And then Jack Hurst for the Serpent Crew.
Yep, Jack Hurst for the Serpent Crew. He was very, very quick there, like we said before, and it looked like if with a bit of Delhi setup work, it'd have been even quicker, as well. So definitely going to contend. It's going to be crazy. Yeah,
it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
3 days of it as well, so it gives a chance to, nothing's going to be won or lost on those early days. So it's going to give people a chance to experiment, try something a bit different, see what it does for them, and then come good towards the end as well. So exciting. Yeah. But we'll cover that a bit more next Monday, because it will be the run up to be the pre Dirt GP show, I guess, next Monday when we get to it. But I just thought it was worth mentioning that Mr. is confirmed in with yourself.
Yep. It's going to be good. We've got no spaces or anything, have we?
So we've got a selection of people that have paid their interest, that have had an entry go out to them, that we're waiting for them to confirm that they want their place or not. And then we have a whole host of people that are waiting in the background. So at some point, we're going to have to choose that crossover. I'm going to try, if I can do it, because I don't want people to miss out that had entered early with us and committed early to us. I'm going to try and individually contact all of those guys that have got, as far as we're concerned, a draft order waiting for whether you're going to enter or not. And then we'll give it a 24-hour period. If they're not in, then we'll go straight into the reserves, because we've got so many people that are waiting to have a space. We don't want to wait forever. We've been doing it a few weeks now, which I think is long enough to commit your entry. So if you've had a draft order come in from us which says, confirm your entry, please click it. Or unfortunately, we're going to have to move it on to the next people that are waiting. But we've already got a big number into the race. It's it's awesome to see. Yeah. That was one of my. If you are entered for one of the classes and you are now fancying doing another one, please still stick in one of the £1. I'd like to come along, basically, for your second class, because anyone that would like to multi-class, I will try and make that happen. one way or another. We're there for 3 days. There's going to be plenty of time. There's plenty of heats because it's a big entry as well. So I'd love us to move forward a little bit more, like we were saying earlier on, Leroy, with the US way of doing stuff, where they're big races. The guys are there. They've got their e-buggy, they've got their truck, they've got their nitro, and they enter all the classes. I think it worked really, really well. So if you're thinking, if you've got one of the other vehicles and you're thinking about, I could throw in another. Throw it in. I'll see it, pick it up. Myself or Mr. Rumble will see it, and we'll make it happen for you if we can.
Yeah. Yep. Wicked.
Right, into question time. So, look at that. Mr. Rumble's just popped up to say he must know when it's question time. It's his favourite part of the show, I reckon. He's currently sideways. No, he's not. He's looking like he's been on the sunbed. That's why you're late. Mr. Rumble.
Good afternoon. How are we doing, everyone?
Good afternoon or evening.
Definitely good evening. Good evening. It's evening.
Firstly, have you been on the sunbed? And secondly, have you just tuned in, or did you hear the gabbling that we've been talking about?
So, no, I haven't been on a sunbed in the last 15 seconds. Second answer is yes. However, just as you said, I'm going to get Mr. Rumble in, and normally I'm quite quick on that. Today, not so much.
You are.
But I'm going to go to the toilet, and then the next thing I sort of go to the toilet, hear a little ping come through of the link. So I was like, well, it's going to be a little delay today.
You could have been live from the toilet. No one would have minded. It would have been all right.
No, I think that yeah, that would have definitely ended in tears. Probably mine when I dropped my phone down the loo.
Exactly. Well, you've joined us perfectly in time for the normal question time, which
nice.
Leroy's going to hopefully scroll back up and see what we had on the side and get them answered. And then I have a few from the team as well. But as you heard, we were just running through the Dirt GP and excitement of that. Yeah, exactly.
It's good to have all these guys confirmed. I'm looking forward to it.
It is exciting. You're going to be busy. You're going to be a busy boy over the 3 days.
I am going to be a busy boy. I
say that like I'm not going to be busy as well, but anyway.
I fear that the load is shared here. Certainly.
Not your load. You were just working.
The easier one of the lot, just having to concentrate a bit on myself and then a bit on everything else.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. Having seen the stresses that a local driver goes through, I'd say I'm quite happy stood there waving a flag, listening to Rumble.
There's definitely pros and cons.
As we talk sweetly about everybody and everything that's going on, it's nice. I quite like it.
I really hope that the earpiece has never become public or hacked, or it's like an iCloud leak of our.
I think we should. We could do an uncovered.
I think we should do. We should have an OnlyFans page.
OnlyFans,
but it plays our.
We need to have a word, because firstly there were some stories of.
Oh yeah, it's funny, and like I said in the group chat,
a little bit.
I don't even remember the conversations.
Off air. You can do your OnlyFans with Leroy. That will definitely get some.
I think we'll definitely get some subs or
some Waitrose people.
There'll be some magma when they're working. Right. Questions from the side, Leroy. What have we got?
So a very good one from Tim Simpson says, "What does hand lapped mean?"
It means a finishing process that's going to upgrade your life on the fit and finish of the piston into the liner. So basically, it's short-circuiting you doing your run-in process. It's done by hand, basically. For a want of a better way of explaining it, there's some quite interesting things. If you Google it, we'll come up with some interesting things.
Yeah.
It's done with some special pastes and just makes that fit perfect, so that when you put it in your car, you're going to need a couple of tanks to settle it down, and then you can tune and go away. It helps with comrade life, it helps with bearing life, it just helps everything. It's a nicer way, it's the correct way of hand running in a motor without putting it in an oil bath, which is not the right way to do it.
Yeah,
that was opinion, but it went a bit wrong.
Because I understand that when they do hand lap them, which is obviously a very interesting process, obviously they make them a little bit tighter than a standard non-lapped tolerance, And then it just means that if you've got any variance, it just makes it absolutely, that compression seal is just completely perfect. Yeah,
Peas in a pod.
and that's
crumble.
what we've seen.
We like peas.
I like peas. Petit pois.
Yes.
Small peas. Yeah, very
it's an
good.
interesting thing, actually, because for me, I've got a bad memory, so I might be wrong with this, but I don't remember in the history of me doing this, which is about 30 years, any manufacturer taking the time to do hand lapping on their product to give the best experience out of the box that you can get. I think that's pretty mega.
No, definitely no mass manufacturer.
Yeah. Obviously, if you go to a tuning place or whatever, they'll have their ways and their means of basically achieving the same thing. But from out of the box, I don't remember that ever being a thing. Maybe if you had one of the Team NemoRacings, you could pay like another 200 quid and have a Team NemoRacing once upon a time that had been hand fettled to be ready for you.
So I've got a good Google description of hand lapped.
PG?
Do it.
It refers to the practice of pushing a lead slug covered in a very mild abrasive back and forth through a barrel in an effort to remove tool marks and high or rough spots in the barrel.
At Peppermint
There we go.
Rhinos. Yes. There we go.
There you go. That I think is referring to guns, but obviously it has the same kind of thing.
Same.
It does.
Same.
I
think
the process.
And I think the method, because obviously all of the large amount of Conrod wear is obviously done on cold startups and stuff like that. So obviously by this, to eliminate that crazy stress point, because you hear people squeaking their engines over when they're first running them in, and you think, oh, that sound it's a sad sound.
It does. Conrad life, bearing life, it just goes through the roof.
Yeah. Yeah, amazing. And then also it eliminates any swarf and anything that might present itself.
I think to summarise it, FX are taking an extreme amount of care in trying to give everybody the best product that they can, because there's no doubt about it. This is a time-consuming process that is not being passed on in the price. No. So they've chosen to do this because they want to have the best product available. And it goes back to, I think I said before, like I was involved with the very, very early days of this 12 years ago now, when I was factory X-ray. And their manufacture of engines is not about earning money. They've spent so much on making this motor in terms of the machining and the time and everything else. It is never ever going to bring that back. It's huge. I do know the figures are absolutely horrific, and like I say, I think they've just chosen, we want to get the absolute best product out there, and that is why we're on board, because we're seeing all of these things. One of the hardest things with 8 scale is doing the whole run-in process, understanding it. It's easy to do it wrong, and then your product that you've just spent £400 on is broken. Nobody wants to do anything with the warranty on them as well. So this is a win. This is a massive win for anyone that buys one of these. And then, on top of that, we'll be there to finish that process off, tune it, put it on the track, and enjoy your racing.
And also, I think
awesome, really.
I think the thing is, the thing as well that's quite a big factor is obviously our coverage in the UK, for sure, at nationals and regionals and all of these things, means you've got a sort of permanent tuning man that is always there, ready to ready to sort of ready to keep you in the.
I'm trying to point that at you, Lee. I don't know how I do that.
It's a bit confusing, isn't it, when it's mirrored? But again, that's the whole thing, is that also no matter what engine you've got, if it isn't tuned right, or you don't have someone that is there willing to try and help you and educate you on what you can or can't do, or what you should try and do, or just offer any lessons or any help, what's the point? If it's not tuned right, then none of them work. So if you've got someone then who is sort of willing to offer that holistic support that obviously goes with the engine, it's sounds all right.
Hopefully it's going to be a winner.
Yeah.
Long answer to Mr. Simpson's first question, but
and as you said, John, about the price point, because obviously, you know, I'm quite keen on remaining very aware of the price points of all other engines, obviously, so we can strategize. Is that a word?
That'll be right. We'll go with that. We'll roll with
it. You're happy with it.
Why not? But about, you know, finding the right price points, right strategies, and that sort of thing is important. And the you know, the F225 price point is unbelievably competitive.
Yeah.
It's not competitive is the wrong word, because competitive would imply that it's near, and it's just in another bracket. So it's amazing to be able to offer a completely premium product for that price point.
That's been hand matched.
Yeah, it's
finished in its running process as well.
And the longevity we've experienced has been amazing. I mean, the one in your buggy, John, has been through absolute hell. And
like most of mine, I have to go through hell.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one, Leroy. What have we got?
So there's not a massive amount coming in down the sides. Mark Jones says, will we have radio broadcasting in place for the GP?
Possibly. Obviously, we managed to get the online stuff working really well towards the end of our last race. So we'll be starting off with that process from the very beginning at the Dirt GP. So anyone that tunes into live RC, they're going to have the English version of Scotty, which is Mr. Rumble, telling you what's going on. That broadcast is about 30 to 40 seconds behind like real. But I think that's close enough to be valuable for everybody. And we're still trying to make our radio idea work. So yeah, possibly so for them. Our biggest issue right now is making sure that we can get everybody on the site with this lovely rain that keeps falling. But we've got some cunning plans that we're trying to work on for that as well. So
we'll be all right.
We will.
We've definitely got the T-shirt for making it happen. So
don't say anything because it could go wrong.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
That's all big questions from down the side, but I know you've got some team ones.
I have. So the first one was, and I think we've covered this before, but we'll do it again. UJs and CVDs.
We definitely covered
drawbacks, benefits and drawbacks of UJs and CVDs in 10 words.
UJ, high bite, CVD, everything else. In fact, CVD most of the time, 95% of the time.
Yeah, agreed. 95% of the time, CVD. Cars are easier to drive. It gets better support. It's just better. Yeah. UJ has got.
I mean, I tried the UJ when we had mega grip at our track, and it was good, but I still went back to the CVD. So
it needs so many other changes to go with it to sort of really stiffen up that roll. It's not the work of a moment. And
no, it's not just to throw it in. It's not just to throw it in and go again. You need to do other stuff as well, which can
I think
get lost.
Some cars you can, like cars that are inherently stiff in roll and stuff, like some pivotable cars.
Yep.
You can just throw it in and it's not massively different. Whereas our car is very supple on the suspension and stuff, and I think it makes quite a big difference. So you'd have to change quite a bit.
It shocked me every time I've done it. I'm like, wow, how can that make that much difference to how a car feels? Because everything else is the same. The geometry is the same. The materials are the same, and yet here we go. It's completely different to drive. Stick with DVD, you'll have a pleasurable time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is the track going to be oiled again for the GP?
Hopefully.
That is a fantastic question that only the weather god can let us know whether that's going to be possible or not. Obviously, it's had a lot of oil. It had a lot of oil before race 7, 8, 9. That weekend where we had the 3. It had whatever it was, 2,000 litres of oil to it.
Yeah.
Absolutely, we will definitely be wanting to do that again, but we need to have break in the weather, and it's been pretty relentless. It's rained every day since our race, since race 10 basically, and the long range. We've basically got this week to get that to happen. What we found on our track with the oil, it has to be done a minimum of 7 days before the race. It takes that long for it to settle itself into the ground, to be, premium and usable and give all that nice experience. So if it's still rained and we still can't do it by Sunday, then the reality is we might do a bit of oiling, but it won't be the full massive oil. Having said that,
I don't think it needs it.
no, having said that, just where I'm going to go, the track is still in excellent condition. Obviously, repairing and re-rolling anything that we're changing. We are doing a few little bits and pieces. But yeah, as regards to a full re-oil, if we get the opportunity, we will. And if we don't, it will still be good because there's so much transient oil there.
Yeah.
It's around. It's just there. When you start rolling, it starts to come back out again. So
yeah, it definitely doesn't look. It doesn't look unoiled in any sections. That's for sure.
Unoiled, but
no.
Yeah, we'll be trying as ever with all of our races to give everybody the best track that we can, given the circumstance that we have. So, yeah, right now it's in really good shape, considering the running and everything else had on it. It's still in really good shape. It's good fun to drive still, and it's only going to be better for the Dirt GP. I'm sure you're going to have it.
On the note of that, I guess of that point really, in terms of sort of refinements and stuff that's happening moving forward for the GP, it's obviously quite a lot of the stuff that obviously John mentioned about the audio package has obviously had a big upgrade, and we were trying hard to get that all sorted, and come the end we were there. Also another big upgrade has been the stream quality, thanks to Phil Rance, who's been helping out really getting that all sorted. Massive thanks to Phil to help us with that. And we've done a lot of stuff that's meant that the actual stream quality should be about 10 times higher resolution than where we had to operate to get it stutter free or buffer free. So that's a massive upgrade.
And good work, like we said, to Mr. Rance and to yourself, Mr. Rumble. You keep tinkering away at that and making it we can get it. I think it's cool that we're doing it. I love the fact that people can tune in. I love the fact if they're live RC members, they can go back and watch their races and stuff like that. That is so cool.
It's really good.
Over and above what we're used to over here anyway. So
yeah, and it's nice to be able to. And one thing, just for anyone, for those watching, is there is sometimes sort of decently critical information that does go up on the stream. We've got into the habit of sort of doing some text on the live stream, just sort of letting you know a little bit what's going on. If the final, it only will ever mirror what is the official schedule, but sometimes it's just nice to have that sort of visual reminder that the finals will be starting at X time, or practice is underway, or whatever it may be. So always be sure to have it bookmarked, or
and push the play button on the video when you're there. Just push that play button on the video, and you'll see any weird things that we might be doing, or something that's out of the ordinary will be on your screen on the video in front of you. Probably along with myself, Leroy, and Mr. Rumble sweeping the track for water.
Yeah, for sure. And if you're struggling to find the link to access that, because obviously we don't have any physical publications, no pieces of paper. We are in the 21st century, save the trees. So if you are struggling to find the link for any of that live timing, first option is obviously you can come to me in Race Control. I'll get you headed in the right direction. Second option, and probably the best option, is go to NemoRacing.com, go to the website, go to the Nemo Raceway tab, Nemo Raceway menu, and it's there as a direct link to the live timing, and it will take you directly through to the live timing.
I like it. Next question, and this is a good one, although the answer is governed completely by what our hobby is doing, which is, if we've had both vaccine doses and we can prove it, do we still need to wear a mask in the area? As far as I'm concerned, that's a yes. I haven't seen anything from anywhere to say otherwise, although obviously imminently that is probably going to change too, because it's not that far away. Hopefully, fingers crossed, if we keep moving out of all of these stages of lockdown and stuff that we've been in, that will not be a mandated thing. But currently, and as far as I'm aware, for our race,
MSA.
it will be a requirement. Yes, it will be a requirement to still have a face mask on. If that changes on the Friday night, happy days. We'll make sure that everybody that's on the site knows that it's changed on Friday night.
It's meant to be July 17th, isn't it, or June 17th, or whatever it is, where that changes.
Yeah,
and obviously the thing is, or the other thing to take into account is that obviously at the moment we're obviously just completely governed by the Motorsport Association's guidance as opposed to government guidance. Government guidance is a level, and we are obviously evidently above that level, because if you're stood in a field in general public, you don't have to wear a mask, obviously.
No.
But
or now go to the pub and enjoy a beer outside. Not anywhere to get a mask there. However, we've got to play the game with the
exactly,
with the
because
cars.
it goes both ways, doesn't it? It meant we were able to open up early, so we've got to swings and roundabouts. So
yeah, but a good question, because you know, invariably
good to
come up over the.
I can't wait for it. So
the next one, I'm going to ask Leroy, and then I'm going to run to the toilet before I pee myself, which is anti-squat. I find myself running extra anti-squat on the rear of my 319, but I can't remember why. Can you explain what anti-squat does and what I should have for Nemo Raceway?
I mean, I would stick with your standard 2-degree squat, which would be middle, or up, or down, whichever you may be. Anti-squat, cool. So anti-squat, in a nutshell, I mean, it does a lot of things, but when I want my car to rotate hard or go forward really hard, I increase anti-squat. When I just want more side-by, I decrease anti-squat.
Yeah.
Nice, easy way to do it.
Very
done.
It's funny because the thought in your mind about anti-squat is that you think, oh well, you know, like if the car sort of is pivoting back and forth, it might develop more sort of mechanical grip. So wrong. What you sort of think, you see like big cars squat and then appear to gain very good traction when they squat and get going, but that sure as anything does not relate to.
No, and once it's squatted, you're wasting time for it to go forward.
You're off the front wheels as well.
Yeah,
I was just squatting. That was a different anti-squat.
Different type of squat.
That was very quick, John. I will say, was that just?
Well, I ran. I did run, and then
you must have done.
I had a posh pee.
I always have a posh pee.
I don't really know what a posh pee is. What's a posh pee?
Oh,
a sit down wee.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I never have a sit down wee. Ever.
You're dirty.
Do you not?
Piss all over the radiator.
Dirty boy. Dirty boy.
God, the only time I'll ever sit on the toilet is when it's just not a wee.
We had a lodger once who obviously never posh peed, and then when they left and we cleaned up after him, it was not pleasant.
Oh, I mean, I'm cleaning. I mean, I don't pee like a fire hose. However,
it'd be amazing on the splash you get. Anyway, we're not on about this.
Yeah,
nice. It is absolutely fantastic. It's a revelation. If you've got any manners, you should posh pee.
I'll have to try it.
Let's close it out.
I just got
So, closeout is where are we racing? I feel like Jonathan Watts. Where are we racing this weekend?
Oh, if I can walk. Right. So Slough have a meeting on weekend. Slough have a meeting on.
Yes. Who's going there? Are we going there? Oh, we at Slough.
I would probably think so. I don't actually know.
East Shrewsbury have a meeting on.
East Shrewsbury also have a meeting.
Are you going there?
Might be.
Well, yeah, we need to decide where we want to go. Obviously, East Shrewsbury do have some big races this year, but it's also good to support Slough.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, we were at this most recent Slough club meeting. East Shrewsbury's on the national calendar. Maybe we should go there and have a little test. The track looked very good from the pictures. That I saw. Looked very well prepped, so they've clearly done a lot of work there. And last time I went to East Shrewsbury was probably about 2.5 years ago. and the last time John went to East Shrewsbury, obviously John won't be going this weekend. He's holding the fort. Was a long time ago.
Raceway for anyone come and have a go at Nemo Raceway. We'll be there when it open. Get booked in. Come and
have some fun.
But yeah, anyway, before that,
So
you were
yeah,
saying
I'm not sure. To be
that was bad. I just watched it back on the video. You can see the moment where my face changed.
Yeah, that wasn't the the weather didn't change.
No.
I wonder how East Shrewsbury Dirtex is getting on.
So they have used a
would love
compound
to
to
I'd love to know.
Dirtex.
Tell us.
Just
I
looking
think
at pictures, it looks very light in colouring.
It does look like it possibly might be dusty and fun, but then the Dirtex or whatever's gone down may suppress that really well. It would be very cool to see. And the Campbells would be able to help with that, I think. They're fairly down with what's going on with the surface there. Be cool.
It looks,
so I'm
very, very much improved from when we went there for the last national in 2019.
I've got to say though to those guys, my God, they did a job there. With the amount of rain that they had on today, oh my God, it was like there's no way in this world this race is going to happen, and they absolutely pulled it off. So hats off to them. I'm excited to go back there and see what we've got.
Yeah.
And I hope that Winnie has got his pool table, because last time we went to the national there, Winnie had his pool table in his camper, which we
and my kids
took
were
out
happy.
under my own. Yeah, exactly. So I was happy. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was.
Random.
He's always a surprise.
So Leroy, I reckon that's it from my side. I think we should do a Leroy closing and knock it on the head.
Let's do a closing. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. We will see you again next week. This time next week, when we will tell you where we decided we were going to go racing. Dust Day,
maybe both.
Is the suppressant they have used. I just see the comment come up, but that doesn't tell us how it is, Craig. You'll know how it is. But yes, other than that, guys, thank you very much for watching. As I said, there was a 319P in stock, but I don't know if someone got it during the show. If not, they'll be in stock very soon. As John mentioned, the engines will be going on pre-order very, very soon, and they'll be in hopefully the end of the week, but if not, early next week.
Spots for the GP.
Yeah, exactly.
Spots for the GP.
Excited. Yeah.
I think.
Well, there isn't really any spots, but just get your thing.
Get your registration of interest.
We held a few back to be able to make sure we wanted it as an invitational. Leroy had some big guys lined up that unfortunately with the travel restrictions is not going to happen. So we want to make sure if anyone's come and supported our races previously, we've noted it and seen it. So if you're then now thinking, actually I could do it, get that entry in, and we'll try and make sure you get looked after as well. Wicked. Let's do it then, chaps.
Nice.
Cheers, boys. Thank you very much, Leroy. You do your log in, log out, locked in, locked out, whatever it is. I don't know what.
Give us a thumbs up. Hit the old bell icon. It tells you when we're going live, so you can't miss our beautiful faces. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please go over and do so, because why not? I mean, we're all here to love each other.
Exactly.
And love rules okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Top gear. Right. Good to see you guys. Catch you in a bit. And we'll let you know where we are heading to this weekend. ASAP.
Watch out on Facebook. It'll be